This is a gentleman that went out of state. He's got a lady. Is it your wife, sir, or is it an ex-wife?
I'm sorry, Judge.
I presume you're Michael. What's the name on here?
Rendon.
Rendon.
Michael Rendon. Yeah. You have children that are out of state. Is that correct?
Judge, he was originally granted permission to travel to New York because he currently works with crucial staffing that provides emergency support staff for the COVID crisis.
Yeah, okay.
And so we.
I hear you. There is a problem with your audio.
Can you hear me now, Judge?
Yes.
Judge, again, you did grant Mr. Rendon permission to travel to New York. We provided documentation that was dated May 12th. On that documentation, his work out in New York was supposed to last 8 weeks. He was out there with COVID for that particular time period. He returned back to Texas on June the 26th. He was then ordered to quarantine for a period of two weeks. So he was quarantined up to July the 10th. He was not scheduled to have to be anywhere until after his last court date, which was July the 23rd. And you had ordered for him to have a UA on July 22nd. However, right when his quarantine was finishing, he did get a call from his supervisors at Crucial Staffing. They stated that the COVID crisis had escalated down in Brownsville, and they ordered him to report to work on July the 13th. He immediately contacted the pretrial service officer, Mr. Contreras. He informed him, and Mr. Contreras set up the UA testing, which you had ordered on July the 20th, which Mr. Rendon went in to take. He also notified me, and that's where the second motion to extend travel was filed. And it was basically to notify the court that he needs permission to be down in Brownsville to help with the COVID crisis. So that's exactly what the motion is asking the court to do, is to allow him to continue to work with Crucial Staffing, and for the court to allow him to be in Brownsville helping down there.
All right. Who's on for the state? Patty, I guess this is a.
It shows Mr. Yanta, Virgil Yanta was on.
I don't see him on now. Anyway.
Virgil, you need to unmute yourself. Mr. Yanta.
Not answer.
No, he's not on.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, there he goes. He unmuted.
Okay.
Virgil.
It's Monday morning. And I continue out on the beach. All right. I presume Mr. Yanta has no objection since he is silent.
Can y'all hear me now?
I hear you now.
Okay, sorry, they were working on my computer on Friday, and they finally got it to unmute, but it was still no video.
That's all right. We don't miss seeing you.
Hey, I've heard much worse from my partner. Don't worry, Your Honor.
Okay.
The state has no objection. We would only ask what the reason is for him having to go down to Brownsville. The counsel, you had said that it was to help out with the COVID crisis. Can you explain a little bit more what you meant by that?
The only information I have is he does do IMT staffing in reference to nursing. Mr. Rendon, do you want to explain to the court what it is that you do for crucial staffing?
Hold on a second, Mr. Rendon. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Mr. Rendon, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear that any information or responses you submit in this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, now, just for the record, in any proceeding wherein you've been accused of a violation of the law, you have a continuing right to remain silent. That means you do not have to say anything. You don't have to answer questions. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And at this point, with your attorney's participation, are you willing to give up that right to remain silent and make a statement or answer questions?
Yes, sir. I don't mind answering the gentleman's question.
All right, now, he has asked you to explain why you're being sent there or why you're having to go there. Who do you work for?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, the company I work for is also affiliated with a company called PCFS, which is a part of HHS EMD department, which is Health and Human Services Emergency Response Management Team. Now, basically what they do is a certain PCFS officer is in charge of a hospital, and that point of contact notifies me and tells me, Mr. Rendon, I need this many nurses and this many LVNs. Well, they give me a list of staff that they're needing. And basically what I do is I provide that staff. And then I also make sure that we find room and board for them, wherever location we're at, transportation for them. And we also make sure they're going to work on time too as well. Now, if someone's sick or can't make it, we have to make arrangements to fill that spot.
All right. Mr. Yante, you may continue.
Okay. And how long are you planning to be down in Brownsville?
I'm hoping just for two months.
Okay. Your Honor, I presume that you'll need an exact amount of how long Mr. Rendon will need to be out of the county. And I don't know if we could have some verification of how long he's slated to be outside the county, but this is a DWI second, I believe.
My first.
Is this a first?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's right. It's 0.15. So that would be my only concern is getting an exact amount for how long he plans to be out of the county. And is there a counselor? Is there a still an ignition interlock on his vehicle?
I don't believe one was ever ordered. Was there, Michael?
No, ma'am.
There wasn't one ordered.
Okay.
What
What
was
about-
ordered? What was ordered was the UA by judge this past week or so, and he just submitted to that UA, and it came out negative.
Oh, okay. I see that on the 20th it was ordered, or the 22nd.
Correct.
Okay.
He submitted to it on the 20th.
Okay.
All right.
But aside from that, Your Honor, Your Honor has wide discretion to grant or deny such requests, but the state will leave it up to the court based on the testimony this morning.
All right. Mr. Rendon, do we have anybody here from pretrial, Patty?
No, sir.
All right, well, send the order to pretrial. I want him to test UAs every 2 weeks while he's out of Bexar County. Do you understand, Mr. Rendon? Do you
Yes, sir.
understand, Mr. Rendon? All right, I want you to do that. Otherwise, I'll approve the extended travel. I understand that these circumstances are unusual and that you have a bit of a critical position, or at least it appears to be. All right, then that'll be my ruling, Patty and Michelle. Get that to Ms. Beza. And
Pretrial
Okay, you could
services.
just send an email, Judge, that you approved it, so we
Yeah.
can attach to the order, and I'll send that to pretrial.
all righty,
And the same
Ms.
with the orders that you want.
Ms. Beza,
Yes, Judge.
you don't have a second name by name of Ann, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's good. Otherwise, your name, the initial will be K.A. Beza, like in
It's
Cabeza.
actually,
Go
it's
ahead.
actually Giselle, KGB, like the Russian police.
Say again.
My middle name's actually Giselle with a G, so my initials are KGB for the Russian police.
I see. All right. Okay, so we'll get that over. And
Thank you so much, Judge.
Mr. Rendon, I'll expect you to be in touch with us at least once a month with the court. Send us some kind of through your attorney. Send us some communication. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Absolutely.
You take care. Stay safe.
Thank you, Judge.
That'll conclude this particular hearing. Thank you, Ms. Cabeza
Thank you.
and Mr. Yanta.
Point mode.
All righty, Kayleen, we'll catch you later, and Michelle
Oh, I
Alright.
thought we have another one set.
at 9:30.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Y'all can leave the meeting.